I told you it's a great day here on Brother from Another. It's the show's anniversary, but this is a moment to allow Jim Trotter just to brag a little bit more. Not that Howard University graduates brag that much about the Mecca. Yes, they do. And so Trotter, we have another HU man on the set, on the show today. Tyler Dragon from USA Today is here, and he's Bison. He's Bison family too. So I'll just let y'all go ahead and do that Howard thing that all the real HU people do. Go ahead and do that thing.
Well, I always said this is one of the smartest shows around. And Michael, you just proved it again by bringing on another Bison. So what up, Tyler?
HU.
Hey,
it's great to be on with a fellow Bison alum.
I'm loving this. So look, Tyler's one of the young bucks coming up. It's always for guys like me who are so old, and you see all the gray in here, to see the young Bison come up and do their thing. I'm loving it. So, for a quick second, Michael, let me just let Tyler have the floor in terms of talking about what it meant to be at HU, to come through that sports information office and that program, and how it has helped him do what he is doing today.
Well, I tell everybody all the time that I would not be where I am today without Howard University, and that's the professors, all the administration. Their communications school, it really helped me out from day one. And I was a transfer. I was a student athlete at UCLA, and then I ended up transferring to Howard. And I was there to play football and, do track and field as well. But then, I found out very quickly that I probably wasn't going to be an Olympian or wasn't going to go to the NFL. And, I really kind of honed in on academics. And, it served me right, because Howard University is one of the best institutions, best universities in the world. And, I don't say that because I'm an alum. I say that because of the faculty, the professors, and, all the administration. They really value their students, and they really put the time in to make sure that you exceed in your career. And they did so for me. And that's, a large part why I'm at where I am today.
Tyler, let's switch off. I don't want to lose Michael Holley here, with us talking too much about the Bison.
No, I'm intrigued. I'm always intrigued. I like it. I'm proud of both of y'all.
We appreciate you. Let's switch over to this game coming up tomorrow night, the Chiefs and the Chargers. We have said all along the AFC West is just going to be fascinating this year. We saw the Chiefs looked outstanding coming out of the gates. We saw the Chargers win a close one over the Raiders. What do you anticipate, and what are you looking forward to tomorrow as we see these two face off?
Well, there's a lot to look forward to. I'm actually writing a column on the game, but really I want to see how, Patrick Mahomes fares against this Chargers pass rush. We all know about Joey Bosa, but Khalil Mack, what a Chargers debut. He had 3 sacks, tied for the league lead and coming out of week 1. And so this Chargers pass rush, they're going to get after Patrick Mahomes, and that's going to be a huge key to the game. And on the other side of the football, the Chargers are going to be without Keenan Allen. They just ruled him out with a hamstring injury. So how does Mike Williams fare against this Chiefs secondary that a lot of people think, could be had? The Chiefs secondary isn't all that good. So I want to see how Justin Herbert fares in a raucous environment and how he's able to, pass to these receivers not named Keenan Allen, because he's going to have his hands full against this Chiefs team. However, Justin Herbert, I think he's a top 5 quarterback. And if he wants to prove everybody right and that he is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, he's going to have to beat these big teams, these really good teams, and these, bright lights. And Thursday night is going to be, all the eyeballs are going to be on the Chargers and the Chiefs. The lights are going to be certainly bright.
Look, there are a lot of storylines at the beginning of the season, fellas. I mean, talk about Rams, Bills, opening night, and the Bills really impressed a lot of people. And then you have Buccaneers, Cowboys. It's a lot of big things. Tyreek Hill, first game with the Dolphins. Mm-hmm. Well, Another storyline was Kansas City. How is Kansas City going to look without Tyreek Hill? I think points-wise, that wasn't a problem. But Tyler, tell me what you saw and what you think going forward we're going to see from that Kansas City offense, because as we just pointed out, Patrick Mahomes was hitting a number of receivers. What did you see?
So that's a good question, because I attended that Cardinals-Chiefs game, and I asked Patrick Mahomes, what his offense is going to be like this season without Tyreek Hill. And he told me he's going to spread the ball around, and he certainly did. He had 9 different receivers catch passes in that week 1 win. And that's what they're going to do. The offense is going to be very diverse. He's going to spread the football out to Juju Smith-Schuster. We all know Travis Kelce is going to catch the football. So it's not going to be just Travis Kelce or Tyreek Hill anymore. It's going to be a collection of receivers coming out of the backfield, or, wide receivers on the outside catching the football. And if you look at it, it's going to make the Chiefs harder to stop, because they're not just going to be just one-dimensional. Throwing downfield to Tyreek Hill on those 9 routes. It's going to be, passes over the middle. It's going to be slant routes. It's going to be over routes, So I really do like this Chiefs offense without Tyreek Hill, because you really don't know what you're going to get week in and week out.
Let me say this. I think the Chiefs could not have asked for a better opponent in week 1, too. Let's not forget that. The fact, I'm not trying to throw shade here, but look, Arizona defensively is banged up. J.J. Watt doesn't play. Chandler Jones leaves in free agency. Your number 1 cornerback dies in a car accident in the offseason. The guy projected to be number 2 is out after a cooking incident. So you want to talk about being depleted. It was a perfect recipe for Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs to get off to a good start, notwithstanding the fact that Andy Reid had an entire offseason to prepare. But Tyler, what I'm interested in from you too is, as you look at week 1, was there something you saw that maybe you didn't anticipate, or that maybe stood out to you more where you're like, whoa, I didn't see that coming?
Well, I can do an NFC team and an AFC team. In the NFC, I was kind of surprised that the Rams came out that flat. It's a nationally televised game. I get the Super Bowl hangover, and, you're raising a banner at SoFi Stadium. But I expected the Rams to come out with a little more sense of urgency and kind of like, make a statement that we're still the top dogs in the NFL. So I was really surprised at that. And then in the AFC, I was real surprised at the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow had a career high 5 turnovers in that game, including 4 interceptions against a Pittsburgh team. Yes, it's a division rival, but a Pittsburgh team that really shouldn't be able to compete with the Cincinnati Bengals, especially offensively. But, the Steelers, credit to, T.J. Watt, who's hurt, and Minka Fitzpatrick, who had an exceptional game, AFC Defensive Player of the Week. They came out like gangbusters. It really looked like, a legit defense, number 1 defense in the NFL, really how they played. So I was really surprised at those 2 performances.
Any of these second-year quarterbacks going to be able to take a leap that will make them reliable? You look at them and you say they're reliable players. Now, we know the Bears won. I'm talking about, let's say Justin Fields, for example. The Bears won. Fields was not great for most of the game. He was good when he needed to be. Will Trey Lance become a reliable guy? Mac Jones in a new offense. Trevor Lawrence, they lose again. New coach, new scheme, they lose again to the Commanders. You look at any of those guys, Tyler, and you say, or Zach Wilson, who's out. Hurt again. Who's the guy you're going to say in year 2? Okay, I see it. He's figured it out.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say Trey Lance. But his week 1 performance didn't give me any confidence at all.
That is a limb. That's a big limb. You went way out there.
He completed less than 50% of his passes in week 1. But when you look at this 49ers roster, they have a Super Bowl ready roster on offense and defense. And they have the recipe for Trey Lance to be successful. They have a really good running game. They have a pretty good offensive line and a top-tier defense. with that. And then you have Deebo Samuels and Kittle at tight end and receiver. So with all those pieces, you should be able to win football games, even in a division like the NFC West. Trey Lance just needs to get more comfortable in the pocket, not lock in on receivers and worry about, getting his head down and scrambling, getting out of pressure. And I do think, with more reps, the speed of the game will kind of slow down for him. And then later on in the season, hopefully, and for his sake, sooner rather than later, the game will slow down. He won't lock in and key in on receivers, and you'll start to see him take a leap because the talent is there. You see it in glimpses. It's just he needs to work on consistency, and that comes with more reps.
Tyler, we got Brady and the Bucks going down to play the Saints and Jameis Winston. We know that Brady is 0-4 against the Saints in the regular season since coming over to Tampa. What do you foresee on Sunday with these two teams?
I think the streak ends on Sunday. I think Tom Brady and the Bucks get the win in New Orleans. All streaks must come to an end, right? I know Brady is hearing all the noise, whether it's, he missed 11 days of training camp. He can't beat the Saints in the regular season. It's a curse. But, I really do think this Bucks team, they're on a mission this season. And I do think they're going to go out. They need to protect Brady. That's the key. Brady has been intercepted, I believe, 4 times in those 2 losses last year. He was sacked 7 times. So protect Tom Brady. Give him a chance in the pocket, and I think the Bucks will be successful in New Orleans. I really don't like what I saw from New Orleans in Week 1. Yes, I know they got the victory, but they were a little bit shaky on offense.
Whoa, interesting. Okay. Tell me what did
I'm going out on a limb. I'm going out on a limb on this show.
let me play devil's advocate with my Bison brother here for a minute. I actually liked what I saw from the Saints from this standpoint. Through 3 quarters, Jameis Winston had only thrown for, I think, 56, 58 yards, something like that. The old Jameis, we know, would have then panicked, started forcing the ball downfield, turnovers would have followed, and it would have been an ugly loss. This Jameis stayed patient, and then in the fourth quarter, when the opportunity presented itself, started making plays. I think he only had 3 incompletions, threw for over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, and led them down on the game-winning drive. So for me, I walked away saying, man, this is a positive in terms of Michael Thomas being out all of last year, being reintegrated to the offense in terms of those 2 touchdown catches. Jarvis Landry coming in from the outside and coming from Cleveland, where Cleveland seemed like it didn't have a fit for him, and yet he has 2 of the longest 3 plays for the Saints in that game, 2 of them in the fourth quarter. Big plays to set up touchdowns or the game-winning field goal. And then also, Chris Olave is going to get better as the season goes on. So I'm actually going down to New Orleans this weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing that one. Tyler, I think the Saints are going to be okay.
So this is where I have to disagree with my fellow Howard brother. Now, the same thing at how you said with the Chiefs. And, they played a depleted secondary in Arizona. I mean, what are the Atlanta Falcons? This is one of the worst rosters in all of football. They're at the beginning stages of a rebuild. And the Saints needed to come from behind to beat them. And it's not like they won comfortably. They only won by 1 point. So that's why, I really don't like what I saw from New Orleans coming out the gate. Yes, they got to win. And at the end of the day, it's about W's and L's. They got the W, but they didn't give me a lot of confidence coming out of Week 1.
I understand, but I'll say this to you. I think they were looking ahead to Brady and the Bucks. I think they thought they had a W. They were going to walk out on the field, and it was a W against the Falcons. And the Falcons showed them a few things that they hadn't seen in terms of game planning in the offseason. And that's why this Sunday will tell us a lot, I believe, about both teams.
It will.
That's right.
It certainly will.
That's right. Tyler, great talking football with you. Great talking Howard with you. One day we're just going to come on. We're just going to talk about Howard. That's it. We're not going to talk, there's no other reason. We're going to come on. We're going to talk about Howard and all the things you need to know, all the things people don't know, don't talk about enough. It's going to be like a Howard session on Brother from Another, because that's the kind of stuff that we do.
I'm all for that. Maybe we can film it at a Howard homecoming, and then it'll really be lit.
Ooh, great idea. Great idea. We will take the show on the road. All right, Tyler, appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.